What's up, guys? It's Skywalker. What I'm going to do today is I've got a video that I'm just going to break down. I do several different things in this video. I play offense, defense, tactically, what have you. So I was just going to explain what's going on, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, when I'm doing it. It's a Champions League match on Black Ops 2. It's Capture the Flag on Standoff. For those of you who may not know, the Champions League is basically the same settings and things that are banned like MLG, and it's 4v4. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get into it, and I'll explain to you what I'm doing. Alright, so first thing on this map, I love to go the back routes, or really not the back routes, the side routes, because in this game a lot of people love the action, so they just rush right into the middle, but especially on this map there's too many places you can get shot from, too many places to check, and so I'd rather guarantee myself a gunfight, or at least give myself a gunfight, or give myself a lot easier chance to knock somebody down. Something else I love to do, especially on Capture the Flag, is to try to just rush out and get the first flag cap, because that really puts the other team on both the defensive and the offensive, because they have to catch back up. And Capture the Flag is something, if you play it right, or both teams are playing it right, it may end up 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. It may even go to overtime and just come down to the times in overtime, really. But getting that first flag cap is really big. Now what I'm going to do here is I got such a good spawn that I'm just going to go on ahead and rush and try to get the flag again, especially since I'm assuming that since I've already gotten a flag cap that the other team is going to try to go get that cap right back, and so I would assume that they're all on the other side of the map. Especially given where I spawned at. Usually, the spawns in Black Ops 2 are usually pretty good, especially in League play. So if I spawn on that side of the map, I'm going to assume they're on the complete opposite side of the map. I'm close to the flag. Here we go. I don't know what my other teammate was doing, but it worked out because I got my streaks. And what I'm going to do now is I see a couple of my teammates that are over by the flag, and what I really need to do right now is play defense, because again, I have no idea what that teammate on the right is doing or where he's going, but I have a couple of teammates that are down by their flag, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play defense so that when something like this happens, then I can go on ahead and keep our flag. It doesn't look like my teammates were successful in getting the flag or bringing it back, so I'm still going to hang back and play defense because they're on that other side of the map, and so like I expected, there were going to be some pretty close spawns for the enemy team. So I'm able to pick off several of them right here. I'm getting real close to my dog, and once again I see that I've got a teammate that's over by the flag, so I'm just going to hang out and I'm going to play some defense. He's got the flag, and so I'm going to use my kill streaks to offer him some support right now. With the respawn delay, it's anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds usually, and if you just give somebody a few seconds head start, or a few seconds of space between them and the enemy, it's usually a whole lot easier to basically guarantee yourself that flag cap. Now, some people might have said I might have been a little too slow on that Hellstorm, but the reasoning for that is, especially we're up 3-0 already. You can kind of sense that this is one that we've already got locked up pretty good. The other team really isn't that great. We've got the advantage, and with going in with a Hellstorm missile, you always want to give yourself a chance to switch off and go a different direction if one of your teammates kills them, or if they happen to quit or something. If you boost it, you're just going to waste a Hellstorm. Now there I sat in the corner and waited for that first little blurb from the flag to see which way it was going. I wasn't necessarily camping. The reason I was sitting back and waiting on that flag again there too, is that whenever somebody goes for a flag, usually in League play, a good idea is to have somebody trailing you to either slow the enemy behind you down or to just watch out and help you. It's just a really bad idea to have somebody going after a flag by themselves. It's just not a good idea, and so I waited on him because I expected there to be somebody trailing behind him, somebody in front of him or somebody behind him. And instead of ending up in confronting two people and maybe, killing the guy with the flag, but then the other guy kills me and then he gets the flag and he goes, I was the only person on that side of the map, and if you can get an early defensive stop before they get the flag too far, that's always a lot better than trying to rely on, okay, well, just stop them before they get to their flag, because if our flag's still on their side of the map, there's a lot of things that can happen. Right now, my teammates have gone on the offensive. They've gotten several flags, and so I've just tried to support them with my kill streaks and just try to take things slow I got my dogs. I'm not going to use them, obviously, because there was only 50 seconds left in the round. Again, to my point where I started, my point early on was that I don't want to run in the middle because there's just too many places to shoot from. That guy was distracted by somebody else. He was a super easy pick off. So I went ahead and got that pick off. I went ahead and turned my dogs on. At this point, it's 6-0, and there's not really a reason to press or rush anymore. But the sad thing about capture the flag on this game is that you're going to go the full amount of time no matter what. So whether whether you're winning 1-0 or 20-0, the timer's just going to run. You just got to play out the full 10 minutes, and whatever happens happens. The best thing, especially in Champions League, especially in the Champions League, is to just go on ahead and keep pressing. There's something to be said for sportsmanship and not beating somebody on the ground, but that's something that really doesn't exist online for whatever reason. There's just not a whole lot of, they're just more trash talking really than anything. There's not a whole lot of sportsmanship. It's, haha, we dumped on you or whatever else. But you're playing Champions League most likely because you want to be competitive, and like any other thing, if you start to let your foot off the gas, or you start to slow down, or you start to screw off, that affects your mental outlook and your momentum for the next games. You can see, getting back onto the gameplay at hand, you can see that teammates are also playing very smartly. We had a guy bringing in the flag, so somebody dropped a Hellstorm. Somebody's got a sentry gun here on our flag. That's a very good idea. I don't know why this guy is sitting here instead of capping the flag, but maybe he was just waiting for a better time to cap it. Another thing is running in pairs is really helpful instead of just kind of running all over the place and doing your own thing. There's some times that you don't want to run into bad situations or situations that may possibly not end well because, again, of the respawn delay. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where if you're following a guy, you could possibly get both of you picked off, and then it's a 2-on-4 situation. That makes it a whole lot easier to cap the flag, but you guys can see that we've got this one pretty well in control. I mean, nobody's going to come back from 9-0 with 2 minutes left to go, and so there's not a whole lot left to talk about on this video. But there are some interesting points that I'm going to bring up. As far as some things, I really like what my teammates did here. I think when I get back down to the flag again later, or maybe it was a little bit earlier, where one of my teammates had done something really smart and had gotten another sentry gun and actually put it behind their flag. Something that you always want to have, especially on Capture the Flag, since people like to use the sentry guns in this, is to always have EMP grenades, or have a class where you've got an EMP grenade so that you can shut those sentry guns down, because those can literally be the difference between winning and losing. If somebody happens to get a sentry gun and put it behind their flag, that can really be like a fifth or even sixth man. They don't really have to play too much defense. Now, what I'm doing right here is I'm just running around checking corners, because the other team, and kudos to them, they're actually still playing despite being down 11-0 at this point. They could have all just quit, but they decided to hang in there. I don't really know why, but again, kudos to them for not just bailing. We end up losing this. Oh, it's right here where they actually have a sentry gun, one of our sentry guns, on the enemy's flag, which is just absolutely brilliant. But we're going to end up winning this one 13-0. I'll get the flag cap here, and then one of my teammates brings another one in here. But you just got to pay attention to game flow. You got to watch how things are going. I've played aggressively. I captured several flags. I played defensively. I made sure that I helped teammates out. I made sure that I got myself some score streaks here to both support the team and to help me get more score streaks. I mean, obviously something like dogs, if you can get dogs or swarm in a league match, which just does not happen, let alone twice in the same match, if you can get something like that, I mean, it'll basically end a 6v6 regular public match, just getting one of those, let alone twice and just shutting down the map and basically getting things done there. But that's the video, 41 and 2. Thanks for watching the video. Like, favorite, subscribe, whatever, what have you. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.